Now, whether you're looking for the rich texture of woven rugs, something contemporary with some South African flair, or even a splash of colour for the kids' playroom, then Airloom South Africa's rug and decor collection will leave you spoiled for choice. Now, what goes into making these handcrafted pieces, you may be asking? Well, we went behind the scenes at their warehouse in Elsies River to meet the colourful faces behind the craft.
The idea for Airloom, it really started when our little boy Jack, he was starting to crawl, and we had Oregon pine flooring, which was really tough on his little knees, so we had to go and search for a rug, which is when we realized there was a real gap in the market.
So Airloom has evolved out of a 3-decade-old family business. Our staff complement are mainly from the area around our warehouse, which is in Elsies River, which is not a great part of Cape Town. It's an area that is often flooded with gang violence.
And as we started to expand the decor offering in South Africa, we really saw that we were surrounded by skills that we had no idea about, which is amazing. The inherent skills, the willingness to learn and the capacity to learn new skills has been incredible.
It has. We've managed to get a few diamonds out of the rough there.
I'm Auntie Louise, and I am a weaver, and I love working with my hands. I started weaving when I was very young. Our neighbor had a daughter. She was in a wheelchair, and then I would take her with a wheelchair down the road, and we would go to the association. And as time went on, they allowed me to help, and that's the first time that I've learned how to weave. I first started at Airloom, and I started here as being the tea girl and the cleaner. And I kind of like making tea for David. I still do it. And then one day I went into his office with his tea, and I saw the rug on the floor. And I said to him, "Oh, this is smart. Where did you get it?" He said, "Auntie, where? What?" I said, "This. Where did you get this?"
One morning I was sitting having tea, and Auntie Louise came into the office, and I had a sample that I'd brought back from a trade show in Germany. And that sample was made in India, and Auntie Louise, as she put down the tea, mentioned in passing that she could make it.
I said, "I can do this." He said, "Auntie, can you?" I said, "Yes, I can weave, I can spin, I can." He looked at me and he said, "Really, Auntie?" I said, "Yes." First asked me what I need. I explained to him. He went out, he came back with the frame and the material, and I made a small hand one for him, and then it started just growing from there.
And we've developed product around that, which in the past we might have looked to bring in from the subcontinent. We're now developing ourselves here.
I've had quite a few challenges when I first started with this, because first of all it was going from small to big, and to learn how, like, when to pull or when not to pull, when do they stretch or when they don't stretch, and how they tangle, how they untangle, and that was very challenging for me. But I'm proud of myself, I did it.
I'm Anthony, and I love my job, and I love to help the people. Airloom is a very good company to work with. If the carpet came in, I look first in the carpet, and I saw it. And then I take my stuff, and then I prepare it. I can do any size what the customer wants, any circles or whatever, I do it. I learn a lot with Airloom.
Other people in the warehouse are incredible woodworking-wise and metalworking-wise. So it's about taking those different skills and coming together as a team, and I think that's really where our strength lies.
I've always been a tinkerer, and I was like making my own decor furniture and stuff like that, and David approached me to come work for him. We started a little workshop over here. Myself and Thomas work very, very closely together. I've taught him a lot along the line. I've taught him to do some welding and turning work and stuff like that on the lathe.
One of the major challenges we've had is in many ways South Africa is not geared up for small business. There could be more support both for young entrepreneurs and for helping in the skills development. The bureaucracy is often a major challenge with small owner-managed businesses. From a time-consuming point of view, it can just be incredibly frustrating.
I'm Thomas Denia. I'm the workshop assistant, and I really love working here. Paul is a great man to work with. He actually learned me a lot. When I started there, I was working storeman assistant. Since then, I've learned a lot.
I think teaching people skills is extremely important, especially in this country. We actually lack skill, and that is one of our main goals and our aim at Airloom is to uplift people and to show them that they can do certain things.
I love doing metalwork, especially welding. About 3 months ago, I started my own business at home doing metalwork.
I would say one of my greatest challenges was when David came to me and asked me to build a pop-up shop. I said, fine, I can do it. And then he said, okay, well, you only have 2 weeks to do it. And then the materials to make it came like a week late. And we still got it done. We put in a couple of extra hours and stuff like that. And yeah, we got the pop-up shop done. And we got product done for the pop-up shop as well. So and all turned out fine.
It was a great achievement for me to see something that I was part of being successful.
Airloom started off as almost a side project in the family business and grew organically and pretty quickly over the last few years.
In terms of upskilling of our employees, you can give someone a job, but if you can then upskill them and justify paying them more through the value that they're adding to a certain product, an item that they've handmade, a certain skill that they have to offer, then that's when they can really start empowering themselves. And I think that is the end goal.
And I guess that's been the sort of succession of the family business, and linked to that is some of the guys who've been working for the family business for decades, really. Some of their children are now coming into Airloom and working for us. Yeah, there's a real kind of sense of familial spirit in the business.
We're a small business at the end of the day, but employing the few people that we do, that is supporting a couple of families, and really every life that you can touch matters. And our only hope is that we can grow larger and impact more lives positively, and that's the end goal, really.
While specializing in rugs that are locally produced and internationally sourced, Airloom has a wide range of rugs to suit not only your style, but also your pocket. Now get your hands on one now, as they are offering Expresso viewers an exclusive 25% off when you spend 500 Rand or more on any of their rugs. Use the code Expresso discount at the checkout to receive this amazing offer, valid until September the 30th, 2018.